Hi everyone, this is Michelle Wedderburn. Welcome back to my channel. I am the founder of Casa ELM and Hacienda ELM in San Miguel de Allende, which is located in central Mexico. I have been MIA for a few weeks, super busy, head down, doing the most. But I wanted to get on and I wanted to bring Layla on from A Lovely Inspiration so she can talk about what she has coming up and how we are linked together. And I'm just super excited about her project and her upcoming group trip, which is going to be in February of next year. So before we get deep into that, for anyone who's been wondering why I haven't done my lives, I have been working really hard on Hacienda ELM. In addition to that, this month has been really hectic in a great way. We had our first individual at Hacienda and some others that are coming. So I've been putting, foot in that over there. Plus, I also have been super busy at Casa ELM with relocation tours and all the things. And we had an amazing Thanksgiving Roots and Rhythm brunch. Thank you to Danielle and Jackie for entertaining us, and thank you to my staff for helping with all the food that we prepared. So it's just been really amazing. So not to hold everyone up, but I want to get into introducing Layla from alovelyinspiration.com. Make sure you check her out. She is doing this beautiful event next two actually, but we're going to talk about the one in February, which will start February 10th through the 16th. And it's going to be here in San Miguel, and it's surrounded, the dates are around the Writers Conference, I'm sorry. It's the San Miguel Writers Conference, which is actually the 11th through the 15th. Her event is starting on the 10th through the 16th. And it's just really beautiful. So I'm going to let her kind of tell us a little bit more about herself, but she will be here, and I want to help her get the word out about what she's doing. She's kind of new to being out there in the world in terms of YouTube and social media, and what she's doing is just so beautiful. I love your spirit and all the intentional things that you are working on to bring people, women of color together to enjoy Writers Conference and just things that are creative and inspirational. So without further ado, please tell us a little bit about yourself, and then we'll get into the questions and things about your event.
Okay, perfect. Hola, buenas. I am Layla. I'm a writer, speaker, and a book consultant who lives her life as a literary muse. And what does that exactly mean? It means that as a muse, I enjoy inspiring writers. And for over 15 years, that's exactly what I've been doing. I have been teaching the art of storytelling through creative writing workshops in genres that range from poetry and songwriting to speeches and what I do now, memoirs. And what I do today is I create sanctuary retreat spaces that are designed to uplift the voices of women of color, as Michelle mentioned earlier, because I believe representation matters and every story deserves its place in this world. So my mission currently now is very simple. I'm on a mission to inspire one memoir, one woman at a time. And I am so excited to invite you all into one of my important retreat experiences that is happening this February. As Michelle mentioned, this experience combines like world-class literary education with sisterhood. So it's a celebration of creativity, culture, and just connection that's created for those who are lover of words, lover of books, and a lover of beautiful conversations. So
I
thank you so
love
much
it.
for having me, Michelle. And if you
Absolutely.
know Michelle, she is an amazing mentor, and I just want to give her a special thank you because she has helped me so tremendously. If you are on the fence, if you don't know what you want to do with your business, please get a business consult from Michelle because she will help you get your act together
Oh,
and
thank you.
successfully.
Thank you so much. No, it's been an honor to work with you. I love, your spirit. I love what you're doing. I love how you coin and phrase it all. And I'm very excited to see it come together next year. I know it will, even as you are beginning your journey in this direction. I think that in the long run, the dedication, the attention, and the details that you put in everything, people are going to see that and they're going to connect to that. So I'm very excited about it. So let's get started. What inspired you to create this literary retreat, and why did you choose Casa Elm, and why did that feel right for you? And also San Miguel.
So, what inspired me to create this retreat is essentially I am a person who loves bringing women together in sisterhood. And I'm also a lover of writing. And I found out because I'm interested in relocating to San Miguel that they are having a San Miguel's Writers Conference. It was something totally new. And I figured, you know what? I would love to attend. However, I'm sure there are other women, women of color specifically, who would love to attend, and they may be intimidated a little bit by the overwhelmingness of the amount of courses because it's over 100 plus workshops and panels and things of that nature. So I figured, why not put something together with Michelle's advice to encourage people to attend an event such as this one with interests that I have. And also, it will allow us to build literary connections that will last beyond just the event. So, building a small community of sisters who are writers, who are readers, because this conference is not just for writers, it's also for readers. It's a festival. So, that's what encouraged me to say, let's start this because I love creating, like I said, retreat experience places. And the reason I chose Casa Elm, which I will be staying at Casa Elm for this event, is because Casa Elm is, it was just an easy choice. I deeply believe, as I mentioned before, in supporting Black and women-owned businesses. And it's important that my values align with where I invest my time and where I invest my resources. And Casa Elm embodies everything that I stand for, a beautiful hospitality, of course, of Michelle, the
Thank you.
community. It's an upscale setting. And most importantly for me, I mentioned that I provide sacred spaces, safe spaces for women of color. And that is what Michelle has been doing with an established reputation and accolades for years. And women feel comfortable to gather here. So that's why I chose this. This is like the best location for both of my retreat experiences for February and November coming up as well. So that's why I selected it. I hope that answers your question.
It does. It does. Thank you. I appreciate that. And yes, I have been here for a minute, bringing so many people together, boots on the ground, as I
That's
always
what I always say,
say.
boots on the ground.
Girl.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I
Michelle's
love,
in the trenches. She does the
yes,
work and has the
yes.
record to prove it.
Yes, I mean, I'm always happy to see people find the information online and get connected that way. And there's so much out there now for everyone, but also for women and people of color. So it's been really a blessing, when I go out sometimes in the streets of San Miguel, like I did the other day. And I was just standing in the ATM line and I saw, I think, three Black people walk by. One I knew and the other two I didn't. And I just like kind of smiled to myself because there was a time when that just wasn't happening. And it's just beautiful to see this mix and diversity in Casa Elm being that soft landing experience. So I'm very happy and excited to work with you to bring more amazing people to San Miguel and continue to shine the light on the special aspects of the city, the community vibe. I really am a community builder, but I feel that San Miguel makes it easier. So I'm really excited. So tell me, your retreat blends writing with cultural immersion. How do you envision San Miguel in supporting the creative process for your participants?
So, San Miguel is, as we all know, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. So, I'll start there, which means that it's a place that preserves the history and the culture. It is a place that nurtures and fosters creative expression.
Mhm.
So, this is where we'll be. And it got that name because of the charm of the city with the cobblestone streets and the colonial architecture, all of those things, the bougainvilleas, all of the things that make it like a sanctuary place for writers. Because if you go into the history of it, a lot of writers did come into this space or creatives for like to have a safe haven. And also, some of the writers that will be attending this conference actually live in San Miguel, and they chose San Miguel specifically for that energy. So we will be basking in all of those types of energies and the freedom and the just the liberation of being a creative. And that's why I found that San Miguel, personally for me, would be a
Mhm.
great match because I am a writer, but also to invite women into that energy and that space. Maybe they may not have ever known this about San Miguel, but that is the energy that I love to cultivate within any type of experience that I provide.
Yeah, I want to piggyback a little bit off of, just San Miguel as a whole. First of all, if you've never heard of San Miguel de Allende, again, I'm going to reiterate that we are in the center of Mexico. We are actually symbolically considered the heart of the country. We are approximately 4 hours north of Mexico City, so that kind of gives you a little bit of just like a general idea. We are not on the beach, we're up in the mountains. The closest beach to us is about 5 hours away. But I also kind of just want to highlight that Mexico is such a large and amazing country with like history you would just not believe, especially if you grew up in the north. The history here is just the roots run really deep, and the traditions and the people, they're super proud of their festivals and all the things that they celebrate. It helps put things in perspective to be here. But what I wanted to say is, although I love the beaches and I love warm weather and all the things, the culture that you get in San Miguel is nowhere that you can compare in Mexico to a beach anywhere. I mean, the beaches are nice, don't get me wrong, but the beach is the beach, okay? But the culture in San Miguel is like top notch. Honestly, there's so much to do. So this is just one of the things that we have annually. We have jazz festivals and all the things. So I'm very excited that you are doing this here. And also, if people sign up, they are going to be able to really experience like this vibrant tapestry that we get to live every single day in this part of Mexico. And it's so entwined. Okay, yes, we have all the foreign population, we have the amazing writers that are coming and all the things, but when you're here, you're going to see how it just kind of intermixes with the culture and the people. And honestly, I feel like they are the thread, they are the cloth that kind of we just weaved into what already exists. So I'm very, very excited about that. And I just wanted to say, no bash to Playa or Tulum or any of
Right.
these other places with resorts and all
Yeah.
inclusives and things. And yes, there's culture there, but when you come to the heart of Mexico, you'll understand what I'm saying to you for sure. Yeah.
hmm
So,
Yeah, it's
yeah, go ahead.
fascinating. No, I was just saying it's fascinating because when I learned that this is the place that Mexicans go to vacation,
Mhm.
that's how I know it's really something. And then the other day you were telling me about like how you do relocation tours and you're always learning something new and you came
Yeah.
across a new site. I don't know if it was nuns or something like that, but the
Oh,
place for women where they would go for
yes.
refuge or something.
Yes, absolutely. It's called Santuario,
hmm
Hacienda de Santuario, and it has so
Um,
much history. And I've walked by, I've driven by, and I never went inside. There's so much to see here. Like, I just feel
yes.
like I still, after pretty much close to 8 years, I have not really scratched the surface of what the city has to offer culturally, information wise, restaurants, courtyards with really interesting things, and boutiques and shops and all the things. I just, I'm like, I live here, so I don't really go out and do everything, but trust me, you will never be bored living in San Miguel. Like, never. There's music, there's art, there's so much to do. And so that's the thing that I find super interesting. I feel like it's such a small city with a huge city attitude and the
Yes.
offers and things like that. But yes, this particular place we discovered on our tour. I had a meetup in October and we did a walking tour. And it was just really cool because it's now a hotel, but back in the day, I don't remember the exact year, it used to be a place where women who didn't want to be a nun and or maybe their spouse passed away but wanted to live with other women and community, right, which is what we're promoting here a lot of. I mean, Casa ELM is open to everyone, just want to say that. However, it's an attraction for a lot of women of color because I am a woman of color and I am happy to support that. So the same concept of women living in community, and that was a place for them to go to. And it's just amazing. And the food, like, trust, when you're here, you have to check it out. It's
I
so
am a
good.
foodie, so
Yeah,
yes.
everything's made from scratch. Everything is like prepared as you order it, and it's just like you walk in. It's beautiful. All right. Anyway, what themes and genre or writing practices will participants be exploring during the retreat, and what makes your approach unique to this experience?
So for the experience, it will encompass workshops and a lot of the events that we'll be hosting because it's more than workshops. They'll have a panel. I guess I should go through like what it entails. Would that be
Yeah,
helpful?
yeah,
All
definitely.
right. So the San Miguel, if you've never been, this is one of the most respected literary events where it's a festival. It's the most respected in North America because we are in the Americas.
Mhm.
And it's a week of readings, panels, workshops, and some of the most important voices that are in the contemporary literature conversation today. So you'll meet with literary agents, learn the publishing process, attend pitch sections, and get insider knowledge on navigating the industry. It's all things literary. I think they have like an open mic night, a lot of things, but the literary lineup includes internationally acclaimed authors, poets, and literary luminaries. Among the keynotes, Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie, who is one of my personal favorite authors of Americana, Half of a Yellow Sun, and one of the most recent books she's had is Dream Count, which I just finished last week, which was
Nice.
amazing.
Mhm.
And Sandra Cisneros, who is the author of a popular book that everyone knows, The House on Mango Street. It's everywhere. I even see it in the Target and everything. So
Mhm.
she actually lives in San Miguel. She'll be there, and she's been at the previous ones because this is an annual event.
Mhm.
So additionally, there are two Black women that are in the Black SMA group as well who will be hosting workshops at this event. Azizi Toure, who makes children's books, and
Mhm.
she is teaching a workshop on improv, and Alex Morrison. She is teaching a workshop on AI and storytelling. So, of course, we already spoke about the location, but these are the things that will be included as far as the lineup. They will have, we'll also be attending like a writer's table, and I'll talk a little bit more about that later, but that's where we'll get the cultural experience of going to different restaurants that are local within there because we're not just going to be at the conference all day.
Okay, excellent. I love that. I love that there's going to be an amazing mix of well-known authors, writers, and then the workshops. So, although you probably won't be able to do them all, you have a
Yes,
good selection. Again, like I said, San Miguel is
exactly.
a huge selection of creative things to experience. Not just the
Right.
conference, but you can kind of go through and pick and choose what's interesting to you. And then your concept of doing it in a group setting allows people who are very interested in being here to not necessarily have to go it alone and maybe,
Yes.
like you said, be a bit overwhelmed. And I want to say too, there will be a lot of bilingual workshops and experiences that you can be a part of. So some things will be in Spanish and some things will
Yes.
be in English, but overall,
Exactly.
it's an event that really and truly will cater to everyone,
Yes.
young and old. So yeah,
Exactly. So don't worry about being fluent in Spanish. I'm not fluent either.
right.
But I am proud that I just hit my 1 year mark on Duolingo last
Okay,
week as well. So it's
okay.
been a lot of milestones. My birthday, Duolingo, like everything has been happening last week. So I'm still learning. Don't feel ashamed if you don't know. Like that's what this experience is for, to make us feel comfortable to attend in sisterhood together, whether you know Spanish or not. Because like Michelle said, it's bilingual. So no worries there at all.
No,
I'll
not
be
at
bringing my
all.
Spanglish with me and trying the
Yeah.
best I can.
Trust me. I mean, that's the reason why I always say Casa ELM, San Miguel as well, is just a soft landing in
Yes.
Mexico because, and when I say a soft landing, it's of course because you get to come here. I'm able to help you
Hmm.
navigate, like I have a guest here and I'm helping her, get around the city and things. Tomorrow we're going to do wine tasting and all that stuff. But the thing with it is that it still kind of pushes and nudges you to try to communicate and try to integrate, but it doesn't feel like you just were plunked in the middle of a Spanish speaking, country and no one knows anything and they just don't help you and maybe they're not warm and friendly and fuzzy about it. Because trust me, I've traveled a lot around the world and there are just some places where it's super intimidating and San Miguel is not that. And so that's another part of why I think people love coming here because now, don't get me wrong, if you live here, yes, please try to integrate, please try to learn the language and all that. I say that all the time in support of just honoring where you are, right, as a foreigner, as an immigrant. But I don't think it's one of those things where it's so overwhelming that you just want to quit. It's just that kind of city. So as a visitor, this experience is bilingual. It's going to be multicultural. It's going to be amazing. You're probably going to rub, elbows with a lot of really amazing people and networking. I mean, that's one of the things that we do really well here in San Miguel. It's super easy to connect with people who know something about what it is that you're interested in doing. So, tell us a little bit about who is this designed for and what kind of, creative spirit will get the most out of this experience.
Sure. So this event is designed specifically for women. Women of color is the preference because we are looking to represent women of color because there are a lot of, I would say it's predominantly one race, I would say, that entails, but you see sprinkles of color all throughout the event. And that's something when I was speaking to the event organizers that they were speaking about, like, we're so excited to bring additional diversity because the authors in the keynotes are all diverse. Like I mentioned some of them before. And that would be a person, a woman, a reader, or a writer. You don't have to be a writer. You can be a reader or a writer and you love things literary. Maybe you have a book you're interested in publishing and you do not know the publishing process, which is something I teach women as well. They will be doing that. They have literary agents there who will be giving you the understanding of how a book travels from inception all the way to publication and you understanding that process of some of the things that you can use to critique your writing. So, all in all, if you're interested in if you are a person, a creative who is interested in writing, we have sessions for you. If you're a person who is interested in reading, there are sessions for you because of the authors that will give keynotes and also workshops about books and things of that nature. So that is the audience that we're looking to bring and show representation for.
Okay, awesome. We already kind of touched on this in terms of community is a huge part of Casa Elm and San Miguel writing scene, and how the relationship building or collaborative effort work and all the things show up during your retreat. We kind of touched on that a little bit, but if you want to kind of maybe walk us through what your retreat will look like in terms of
Okay.
your group and what you're looking for and why.
Perfect. So let's talk about, I call it an add-on experience. So obviously, if you're going, you want to get your ticket and things of that nature. And so this would be an added on experience to that so that we can attend together. It
Okay.
is a 7 day, 6 night experience from February 10th until the 16th. As I mentioned, the retreat is the 11th to the 15th.
Okay.
So when we arrive, we will arrive at Casa Elm to have our welcome dinner. And we'll
Okay.
also have our closing celebration on the final day. So the 10th will be the welcome dinner, and the final day, the 16th, will be the closing, or 15th, excuse me. 15th will be the closing dinner that we have at Casa. And
Okay.
so I've already mentioned why I'll be staying at Casa, but let me give you a rundown of what a typical day to day looks like. So we'll start with our morning shuttle from Casa to the Hotel Real de Minas. That's where the actual conference will be. And then we'll attend the conference sessions, the keynotes, the workshops, the panels, all of it throughout the day. And then somewhere around the midday, this is where the cultural experience comes in. We'll have what's called our writers table meetup at a restaurant in San Miguel, and we'll choose different ones every day where we'll just get together and share what we've been learning. This is the point where we get to know each other in sisterhood. Maybe we have attended different workshops. We bring things in together to learn about at that moment.
Mhm.
And then after that, if there are more events, like I think they're having like some kind of like party or festival in
Mhm.
the event. So we just pick
Probably.
and choose what we want to go
Mhm.
to end out the evening. And then the evening shuttle will bring us back to Casa where we'll have like a maybe finalize, if time is permitting, sister chat at the end of the day, just
Mhm.
depending on the conference lineup. But that is what a typical day looks like. We're having round trip service to and from the event and meeting and sisterhood in between. So there are packages if you are interested. There are four packages, and I've divided the options into those who are flying into San Miguel and
Mhm.
maybe the locals or people who are already there and have accommodations. So all of the packages include a 10% discount on your conference ticket, which is amazing.
Yeah.
So once you book your package, you just get ready for your code to put it in. And then also access to those writers table meetup at the different restaurants that we'll be going to. And
Mhm.
additionally, because we need to stay in contact and communication, a WhatsApp community chat group that we will be in before, during, and after, just to stay connected as literary buddies. So
Mhm.
if you're interested in the full experience is the all access retreat pass, which gives you everything. This is for those people who will be looking to book their accommodations to stay with me directly at Casa ELM. And Michelle, like you can book online directly through casaelm.com.
Mhm.
Or if you're not really tech savvy, it's okay. We got something for you. Michelle can help you book it yourself.
Yes.
Or, you can just call her and set it up for whatever it is. And you can also schedule your shuttle service that she provides either from QRO Airport or
Mhm.
BJX Querétaro, or is it Leon, the other
Leon,
one?
correct.
Leon, yeah.
Mhm.
So those would be your round trip shuttles. You can get that service through her as well. So, like I said, you'll receive all the benefits I listed before in this all access pass, plus the daily shuttle service to and from the conference, the private gatherings, a welcome gift, both of the dinners. And the biggest thing to know about this, space is limited. There are only 3 spaces left, and
Yes.
accommodations fill up fast in SMA because, like I mentioned, this is a popular event. It's
Mhm.
annual, and people like book really quickly. So if this is calling you, please book today. And if you want like more package details, like I mentioned, there are different options for different budgets. Prices or packages start at 297 at the lowest tier, and payment plans are also available. So if you've been thinking about attending this, please don't attend this conference alone. Don't navigate it by yourself. You can eat your meals solo and hope to make communications and connections with people, but you
Yeah.
could just show up with us, knowing that you already have your people, your table, your community that's already waiting for you, a sisterhood of women who see you, who support you, and want to share in this celebration with you together. So that is my spiel, the rundown. Hopefully, you got everything you need to know in that rundown.
Absolutely. I love it. So to find her, you would need to go to alovelyinspiration.com. Okay. So www.alovelyinspiration.com. And there you can check all of the different tiers and information on the events page, correct?
That is correct. Yes. And it's also
Correct.
in my name on if you can see the Zoom screen as well. So I like to put everything at one place so that there's no confusion, like I got to go here, there, and there. No. And also, when you do go there, whether you're already booked or looking and still considering, if you plan to attend, we still want to get to know you, man or woman. We want to get to meet up together. There's a free Facebook group that I have. It's called SMA Writers Conference Meetup. It's also at alovelyinspiration.com, where we can start networking right now as attendees so we can start talking about the event and things and authors and stuff like that. So everything, as I mentioned, is at alovelyinspiration.com. So yeah.
I love that. So just make sure. Okay. I love, love, love that. I think if you are very interested in doing this event and you happen to catch this beautiful interview, I think this is a great way to do it. I love that you're giving people different options. So even if they don't stay at Casa Elm, they can still join your group. I don't know if there's a limit to the group join, but the whole concept is that you can each attend the workshops and then get together for lunch, and then a couple of the before and the welcome and farewell meals that we have scheduled, so that this gives you just an opportunity to, again, be in community, meet some new folks, network, share the love of writing, and just, the passion that Layla has put into what she's doing. And then I actually attended one of her tea events. That's an amazing way to get into her community, help grow her community. Please be sure you share and like, so all of her details and information will be in the description box, and her links and all the things. So let's all work together to make this happen. What transformation or breakthrough, I guess, do you hope that each participant will walk away with this experience?
Ultimately, it's my goal, as you mentioned, the tea and I'll speak a little bit about that at the end, but that tea event that I had is the goal and purpose of creating and fostering sisterhood,
Okay.
specifically sisterhood for women who are of the lit life, so to speak, literature, you love reading, you love writing, and you love all things that it comprises. So if you're interested in that, that is what the transformation is, the takeaway. I want you to have community. It's so difficult oftentimes to create long lasting connections with women. And that's always the goal of what I'm trying to do, because we're better in tribe life. We're better as a community of women together. If we're working on projects, it's great to know that another author is in your group so you can run something by her, she can run something by you. So creating those literary connections while also getting the education, as I mentioned before, is a combination of world-class education with sisterhood. So that is the transformation. You want to walk away with sisterhood and a literary understanding of more like building your skills and expertise. This is the experience for you.
Okay, I love it. I love it. I mean, the more the merrier. That's what I say. The more people that discover Mexico as a whole, as much as I say San Miguel, because I live here, but Mexico as a whole, there's just so much, again, history, so many traditions, and culturally, I feel that there are a lot of connections to people of color in general. And this is, us in the diaspora. We are the diaspora over here, and it just gives a different perspective on another way to be, to experience life, to shed some of the negative layers about this country, and allows people to see, it's world class. There's so much to do here compared to where I grew up. I spent a lot of time in Connecticut, Texas, Florida, traveling around the United States in general, and there's nowhere that I've been in the US that compares to the experiences that I get to have here in central Mexico, in Mexico as a whole. Period. There's really nothing else to say about it. I'm always happy to come back home, unlike my previous chapters. But what I really enjoy the most is that it is a very diverse experience in general. But again, we are a part of the cloth of this already existing beautiful culture. And so I'm very excited for you to be here. So before we sign off, tell me a little bit more about your November 2026. And there you're going to, when you're going to release that and things like that. We don't want to mix them. So she's doing two separate things, okay? Where we just spent all this time focusing on the event that's in February. That's the Writers' Conference for San Miguel, and bringing her group together through a lovelyyinspiration.com. However, she's also going to have another writers retreat in November of 2026, and you can kind of tell us a little bit, as much as you want to share about that and how people can sign up. I think you said there was a wait list for that.
Yes, that is correct. And like I said, I'm not one of those people who like one link. So you can find everything that we're discussing today at that one link. There is a wait list I will be having because I am a literary muse. I like to continuously inspire women writers specifically. So I will be having my annual Sanctuary Writers Retreat hosted at Casa ELM. And this retreat will basically be an experience, a week-long experience doing what's called the Art of Voice Masterclass. So we will be going into different forms of writing and really mastering your craft and how to use your voice because I'm also a women's empowerment speaker and that's what the motivation and inspiration is behind this. So I help women with memoirs and I also am encouraging women to use their voice as a platform to speak up for whatever may be inside or for other people to defend and support and be an advocate. So that is the retreat that I have coming up. There is a wait list if you are interested in that. And next week I will be putting it out as well. So you can find that on my website if you want to sign up at that time. So that is the retreat offering for November, which is initially what I started with wanting to do at Casa Elm. And then I was like, oh my goodness, they're having this retreat. Mattel told me about it. So that's how all of these beautiful things came together, which is amazing because this is what I mean by sisterhood. Michelle has given me in like so much of her expertise and her wisdom and really cultivating and navigating this path forward for me and understanding more about San Miguel, providing that soft landing even virtually before I even get there. So this is what I love about the entire experience. That's why I'm choosing Casa Elm again for this retreat experience in November.
I'm excited about that. I really am. So we know that this is going to be spectacular. You all make sure you go to her site and get on the wait list, become a subscriber to her newsletters. Make sure you find her channel. All of these things can be found on her page. And go there. Tell us a little bit about your channel. Like you have writers that come together and write. Tell us a
Yes.
little bit about that, just
So
so
I'm a
people
new
can get inspired.
YouTuber. No
It's
problem. I'm a
okay.
new YouTuber, and this is a shameless plug because I'm getting started with everything, as Michelle
Exactly.
said. I'm very passionate. I'm bringing my experience into what I do. And so I have two channels. The first is called A Lovely Inspiration, coined perfectly for the name of the business. And that just provides women with daily or regular bursts of inspiration. And the second is more aligned and in tune with my writing journey. It's a behind the scenes channel about me actually writing, like what it takes to publish a book, all these different things. You're seeing me actually writing. So it's co-writing sessions if you're interested, Tuesdays and Thursdays, 7 a.m. Eastern time. If you're an early bird, but if not, you can catch the replay because I know it's difficult to get up early, but that's what it's all about, the behind the scenes writer's journey, because this is very real for me and I'm staying according to my course as far as staying committed to the process. So those are my two channels. Everything that you need to know, as I said, we mentioned the tea that will be coming up to celebrate and honor and bring in winter solstice. I do it quarterly. So we come together in sisterhood. If you don't know me, this is a great opportunity to get to know me. Like, let me see what her sisterhood style is and connection. This is a wonderful opportunity. It is a free event that will be December 21st. And then all the other things I've listed earlier today at alovelyinspiration.com. So that is my spiel for everything. And I'm so thankful that Michelle gave me this opportunity to be
Absolutely.
on this platform to spread the word and the message. And as I always say, sharing is caring. So if you know of a sister
Absolutely.
who'd be interested in
Absolutely.
this experience,
Yes.
please share it.
Absolutely. So I will definitely continue to, add your event to showcase what you're working on. I think it's a beautiful thing. And you're going to meet other women in the community here in San Miguel because there are other women who kind of do what you do, but I think each of us are unique in our own way. There are other people who do relocation tours, but we're each unique in our own ways. And I think even if you're new at something, you just put yourself out there. We all start at 0 subscribers. All of us. Okay. So I think that this is an amazing just endeavor that you're doing in February and even more so in November. So with each of those things, especially for the November one next year, 2026, there is the option to make a deposit and pay installments and things like that, just, kind of giving people that heads up. It's a year from now, approximately. So it gives you a lot of time to be a part of this particular trip and retreat. And I think that if that's of interest to you, you should jump on it like right away. Okay, so we're excited to host you. Thank you so much. Is there any last thing you want to add before we sign off?
Thank you. No, I mean, everything, I think we covered the full gamut of everything.
We
And
did.
I'm just so thankful for everything. Like, I've started meeting people who are actually like Jamie Hemkin, like, we do something kind of similar. I've started
Love
meeting
it.
just a lot of different people by virtue of Michelle. So, this is what I mean by there are connections. This is something that Michelle really does well. She's mastered it at this point. So, I can only sit at her feet, like, okay, I
Oh,
want to learn and
not
soak it
my
up. And
feet. Sit here, hold my
yes, and
hands.
just, yes, I can hold your hands. Yes,
Yes.
exactly, through the process. Thank you so much,
My
Michelle and Casa
pleasure.
ELM staff, for all of the hospitality that you have shown virtually so far.
Absolutely. And we look forward to hosting you and your amazing group of women in February and again in November, and any other thing in between that we can help shine a light on. I love what you're doing. And yes, you will continue to make those connections here in SMA and online. So I appreciate you coming through. And anyone who's interested in anything and you missed something, please check the description box for any details. Again, this is Layla with alovelyinspiration.com and Michelle Wedderburn, the founder of Casa Elm Boutique Guest House in San Miguel, and also Hacienda Elm, which is a 60 plus community for those who don't want to age alone. Please check both of those websites out. You can see them here on my little tag, and those are .coms. And if you have any questions at all, feel free to reach out via email to info@casaelm.com. And you can also book online if you just want to come through for the February event, and or you can go directly to her website to get more information. Or if you just want to come on another date, you know how to figure that out. We can answer any questions. So I'm so grateful for you. And that's it, folks. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe or like button on this video, and make sure you go to her channel as well and support these efforts. Okay, we get on here and we pour in, and we would love just a quick like. All right,
Yes,
take care.
indeed.
All right, thank
Thank
you. All
you.
right, ciao. Thank you so
Gracias.
much, my dear.
Ciao.
Sí, gracias por nada.